Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new title update to check out today. We're going to be trying out the gameplay stuff afterwards and letting you guys know what the deal is with everything. We had a long day yesterday, 12-hour stream, played all 30 of my Foot Champs games on stream. For those of you that don't watch the streams, we will be doing the highlights videos. We'll split it into 1 to 15 and then 16 to 30. 16 to 30 will be my thoughts and my experience playing Foot Champs, and then we'll basically just take it from there. But it was definitely a very long day. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's check out the new stuff, right? So address the following issues from kickoff. When viewing replays during a match play with artificial turf enabled, some kits were incorrectly displaying. Inconsistent capitalization of some player names. When selecting a kickoff Volta football 5v5 match, the Miami don't really care about any of this stuff. So FIFA Ultimate Team is what I care about. Made the following changes. Added the ability to see all owned position modifiers when applying position modifier consumer on selected player item. Added a shortcut to transfer targets on the squad transfer market screen. Added a UI indicator to know which kit is already selected in stadium customization match kit. Cool. Address the following issues. After using buy now on an item in the transfer market and selecting the option to assign the player was incorrectly sent to a limited version of the transfer market page and that the item was won on. Yes, that happened a lot actually. When attempting to scroll back to the first option on the play menu, after scrolling to the last one, the first pair of options would get stuck off screen. That was like squad battles and stuff. When swapping player items on the squad transfer market screen, after adjusting a bid on the radial menu, the option to make a bid lost functionality. True. After scoring a goal, the foot player item that displays on the pitch was sometimes missing letters and or numbers. Never noticed that. When a player item was selected on the squad screen and the player tabbed over to the club screen using the previous selection resulted in the originally selected player item being deselected. Okay. After completing a squad building challenge with an item reward in foot, the player was not taken directly to the new item screen. The on-screen elements that displayed following the completion of a squad building challenge did not run at the correct speed. Yeah, they were at like a solid 2 frames per second. The club badge was displayed as a gray placeholder image on the single-player draft pre-match screen. The training celebration displayed an incorrect preview animation in the customization stadium. Division Rivals placement progress earned through squad battles did not display on the Division Rivals menu. In the co-op lobby, the selected mode sometimes took longer than expected to load. A stability issue could sometimes occur when listing a TIFO from the customized stadium menu. When a co-op invite was selected from a player, was accepted from a player who was not a mutual friend, the player who accepted was taken out of foot. After scoring a goal, the foot player item that displays on the pitch would sometimes have extra text underneath it. No image was present when claiming division rival rewards. Updated incorrect button callouts on the team objective screen. Instances of stadium lighting turning off when browsing the menus. In some cases, rare items would be too bright when selected on the transfer market. Address certain co-op stability issues that could sometimes occur. Various improvements to some celebrations and pack walkout animations. Addressed a rare desync issue when playing co-op squad battles. Update screen flow after redeeming a coin boost. Removed end co-op session button callout for solo players. Addressed instances of some attributes being different between FIFA players and foot player items. Updated several button callouts across menus. Okay, so this is where we get into the specifics that I really care about, because all this stuff from Ultimate Team is like generic fixes, right? Generic fixes. Gameplay made the following changes. Increased competitor mode difficulty. Competitor mode is present for legendary and ultimate difficulty levels. This change is most impactful when the CPU AI is defending counterattacks. Reduce the amount of time it takes for a player to recover from a block animation. Reduce the amount of time it takes for a player to recover from a block animation. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one. We're going to check out what that's going to be like. This could be like a super agile thing. Who knows? Contextual agile dribbling now maintains a slightly longer distance to the opponent in order to improve maneuverability. Slow down the Elastico skill move. Thank God, man. Thank God. Elastico is such an unnatural skill move to use in this game. Like, people just don't use it where they should. There was a highlight actually that Boris had on his channel where he used the Elastico, and yeah, the Elastico shouldn't be that fast, but the way he used it is how you would realistically use it. It was kind of like a fake shot downwards, and then he would do the Elastico to the right side. Yes, the skill move itself was too fast, but that's how you would normally do that Elastico. Like, people are just freaking doing Elasticos like crazy when it's just not an ideal thing to do. So thank God, because I barely use it in Foot Champ. So, because it's just such a dumb thing to be overpowered with, because there's no defensive animation for it. That and the rainbow. The rainbow has no defensive animation either, which is super, super annoying. But yeah. The impact of this change is most noticeable when the Elastico is chained multiple times. Well, yeah. Following a directed run, body feints and knock-ons are disabled for some frames of animation in order to prevent button conflicts. Following a directed run, body feints and knock-ons are disabled for some frames of animations. Oh, like when I do a ball roll and you guys just knock the ball on randomly? Maybe that's it. Okay. Address the following issues. Player lock would stick to one player for the duration of a match and the setting was turned off mid-use during a match. In some situations, when requesting a shot inside the box, the request would rarely result in a tackle. That happened to me twice this week in League, actually. When using auto possession or auto position while playing as the goalkeeper would continuously make movements and lose stamina. Through passes would sometimes result in a short pass in inappropriate situations. Sometimes the player would kick the ball into the ground during a cross, resulting in a poor cross attempt. The input... Oh, gotcha. The input required for an instant hard tackle now need to be pressed within a short window of time in order to avoid a button conflict with secondary contain. Okay. Improve the logic for determining when the player is requesting a jockey versus a shoulder challenge or seal out. Okay. Because sometimes it's like done really, really strangely. Address some instances of a ball touch being missed during a strafe or agile dribble. Sometimes the requested clearance would result in the ball trajectory going in an unintended direction. Yes, that's really irritating. In some instances, players would unnecessarily perform a stretching pass animation. Oh, right. I know which one they're talking about. Made adjustments to receive selection for through passes to result in more desirable receiver targets. Rarely when requesting a cross, the correct receiver was not targeted, resulting in the ball going out of bounds. Improved touches during a skill move when the ball carrier is being physically contested by the opponent. Improved touches during a skill move when the ball carrier is being physically contested by the opponent. Okay, so that's going to be relevant information still. In rare situations, following a deflection, the ball could get stuck on the goal frame. Don't know about that one. When I think about, like, in rare situations following a deflection of the ball, when I was thinking about deflection, I was thinking about not being able to switch off of, like, the ball hitting your player, and you can't switch off that player. Like, that thing that used to happen, like, 2 years ago when you couldn't switch off your player and just get the ball easily, right? Yeah. In rare situations following a deflection, yeah, so in some situations, a requested pass would not happen when the ball carrier and the opponent were physically contesting. That happens so much to me, man. It was irritating the hell out of me. Like, I would press the pass button, and the pass button would just be like, nah, fam, I don't exist. Super, super irritating. In some situations, okay, so the ball would sometimes have an unrealistic vertical trajectory in situations where two players contested a header. A player's arm could sometimes get stuck in a goal net after falling inside. Sometimes the following skill moves would not consistently perform as requested: sombrero flick, step overs when standing, and the combination of a ball roll into a scoop turn. Sometimes skill moves were not being performed if they were immediately requested after the ball carrier finished turning. Okay, flicking the right stick while in the process of receiving the ball would sometimes cause the next skill move request to be unresponsive. Sometimes players would not follow the optimal running route when approaching the ball for a shot or pass, resulting in an unresponsive action. Address some instances of the player running over the ball before performing a requested cross, resulting in an unresponsive action. I mean, honestly, I think the biggest takeaway from this is two defensive stuff, right? One of them is tackling and then getting back into the play instantly, like making the block and then getting into the play instantly, which is going to be a strange one. I'm going to have to see about that one because it could make it more defensive oriented. We'll see. But it's that the Elastico being slowed down is a huge thing for me. Absolutely love that because the Elastico is absolutely unnatural and just idiotic in my opinion. It's I don't like when something is like very obviously overpowered. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm playing a football game, I don't like when something is like obviously overpowered. Like these through ball passes right now. I know that. Listen, man. This is a lot of people are probably gonna disagree with this, right? But I like the meta of how FIFA was back in the day, where if you like just push the ball with the right stick, you can kind of get through on goal, but not always get through on goal from a through pass. Because what people fail to understand is that in a video game concept, when you allow people to do one through ball pass and then get through on goal and then just shoot, the skill variable there is almost non-existent. Okay, because you're not like really thinking about the breakdown of a play constantly. Like it was a big thing in Foot Champs this weekend, and it's something that I'm going to mention in the probably 16 to 30 games thing. But the through ball passes for me, I'm not a huge fan of people specifically, and I'm telling you guys this right now, this is the meta. It's literally defend, counterattack, through ball. Defend, counterattack, through ball. There was games that I would have with people that were like 3-2, 4-2, 3-3 going into extra time, where that's all they did the entire game. And that meta is terrible. Like you have no you have no thought process of breaking down the defense. You just do one pass, you're through on goal. Whether you put low depth, whether you put your fullbacks on conservative, this is a thing that just always happens, right? And yes, you can defend against it, but right stick switching, not the best in this game, especially on the online experience. So it's not like you can defend perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like you can switch 3-4 different times and it will never switch the player properly. So it's, for me, it's gonna be a norm in the game this year for sure. But this meta of defend, counterattack, through ball, I don't like it. I really, really don't. But you don't have to abide to it, if that makes any sense. Like you really don't have to abide to it. You can still play your own way, which is great because the attacking AI is fun and the finishing is a little bit better. But that meta is completely garbage for the competitive aspect of FIFA. But the biggest takeaways from these patch notes is Elastico being slowed down, good thing. The block and then getting back into the defensive play right away is questionable. I don't know what that's going to be like. And then that's pretty much it. Like some of these other things are stuff you probably barely noticed that was just probably happening in general. So yeah, that's probably like the biggest takeaway is that and the shielding versus like body to body animation when you're doing the fullback thing, which that is actually a huge thing because it really irritated me this Foot Champs. Really, there's too many goals from really bad positions from fullbacks outbodying the attackers, and they didn't know whether they wanted to shield or outbody the player. So that's a pretty big one too. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I have a couple of videos to make today. I'm going to do some Foot Champ stuff. Maybe we do some other stuff as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.